My bad.
Yeah, I also don't see all of these people. Oh, there we go. Now I see stuff. All right, guys. We are about to begin the first semifinal match of the King of Palantir StarCraft 2 tournament. We are going to have Spencer from Facebook versus Rubix from Palantir. So we're going to go ahead. We have all kinds of observers today.
This is really blown up on the internet. It's huge. So is this the semifinal round now?
Yeah, this is the first of the semifinal.
Okay, so after this, gotcha. Sweet.
All right, here we go. This will be on Tal'Darim Altar, assuming everyone gets connected. I love watching the splash screens. I blame all of our observers.
Oh, yeah.
One of them's probably full of lag. So I guess Spencer, oh, wait, here we go. All right, here on the bottom left-hand corner, we have Rubix, the Palantir Protoss in the red. And up here in the top right, we have Spencer, the green Facebook Zerg. All right, so, I mean, basically this is one of those maps that no one likes, which is part of why I picked it. Everyone universally hates Tal'Darim Altar. I don't know why it's still in the pool. But it allows some interesting things. This is a very hard map for Protoss to Forge Fast expand on because of this incredibly wide entrance to the natural. And I've even tend to see Zerg like 6-pooling on this map just because they know they can kind of run by if they can find you quickly enough.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing is definitely there's no ramp on this map. So, I mean, it makes it, first of all, hard for Terran to wall off. And it looks like he's not going to do a forge opening.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's doing here.
He may pop his gateway next to that pylon, just to narrow the run-by space in case Zerg does try to go early Zerglings.
Yeah, though unfortunately that is not what he's doing, so this is not necessarily the best choice.
Yeah, so he's doing his 14 pool, so he's probably going to expand unless he's going to do something crazy and go into a roach all-in, but...
Yeah, I honestly expect that we're just gonna see a hatch after pool.
Standard macro.
I mean, in a semifinal position like this, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't want to do something you're not really super comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can see the money for Zerg. Yep, and there's the hatch right now.
Yeah.
And Protoss, of course, is scouted the base, and he's gonna see the hatch in a minute as he leaves.
Let's see what Protoss goes and build here. If he matches the expansion or pops a cyber core, yeah. Okay, so standard.
There's the core. So I mean, this is kind of interesting. What do you think we're gonna see out of the players here?
It looks like pretty standard macro game so far. So I mean, my question is, okay, Protoss just popped his second gas, so he's probably going to go into Robo. He's probably expecting roaches. Maybe he's going to go into Immortals and Colossus. I don't know. I mean, it would be sort of surprising to see him use that gas on Templar or something this early. That's sort of uncommon for Zerg, I think.
I do think it's interesting that he has not chosen to, try to push his expansion yet.
Yeah, I think he's going to drop it.
Yeah, here we go.
Nah, he'd still have to save up for a little while.
Yeah, but he is going to take. He's not going to try to do some crazy one base.
Yeah.
So, and I do think this is an interesting choice up here.
Yeah, the proxy, or not proxy, the Ninja
hidden
Expo.
Yeah, the hidden third from Zerg.
Yeah.
You don't tend to see that from Zerg, especially because they're so dependent on the creep spread.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting choice to pop the ninja this early instead of waiting even until like a potential third expand. But
yeah, that's going to be a very vulnerable expansion if Protoss finds it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Zerg tries to like get aggressive and keeps Protoss sort of close to his base so he doesn't end up scouting for the ninja. It'll be interesting to see how Zerg keeps Protoss away from finding out about this expansion. So.
And he's just walling off with some gateways. I mean, this is not very surprising. It's pretty standard. I mean,
I like the queen sort of creeping away from the base up top. Yeah, he's got a little field trip up to the secret expo.
The longest walk ever.
Sorry, gotta stop breathing into that.
You just that poor queen. Yeah. It's panting.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, I'm gonna make it there eventually.
Sort of interesting that Zerg has still not taken any up. Now it just pops his 2 gas. So.
So, well, I mean, that makes sense, though. He's also throwing down his Roach Warren.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's...
So we've got a 4-gate. We've got 4-gate from Protoss. It looks like he ended up using that early gas to get a decent sentry count.
It's actually 5 gateways.
Ah, my counting is off. 5 gateways. Which is going to be an interesting match against... if he does come in with a bunch of roaches.
Holy cow, look at all those sentries.
Yeah, I mean, definitely useful to hold off at first, but he's going to need some firepower.
You see, look at that. Even that many sentries, it takes a minute to kill an Overlord.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, Spencer looks like he feels pretty safe. I mean, he is droning away like crazy.
Yeah, what's our drone count at? I need to open that up.
Let's see, we are at 48 drones to 31 probes, which is a pretty significant drone lead.
Yeah, so we've got a pretty big drone lead from Zerg, which is, you know, sometimes okay if you're Protoss and you're matching, but in this case when Zerg is on 3 bases and he's out-droning you, his resource collection is going to be way ahead just because it's more efficient.
And man, Rubik's just throw down another gateway. And that's...
Oh, Rubik's fully walled off.
Yeah,
at least for now.
I think he's going for it.
I think... Yes, we're about to have an engagement, and he sees the Zerg.
I was going to say, those armies going to engage each other.
Okay, let's check out our army tab.
Well, and I mean, you know, Spencer sees this and is throwing down, you know, a bunch of roaches, a bunch of lings.
I mean, Rubik's definitely has close to double the army size of the Zerg player right now. So the Zerg, even though he's been way out macroing, is definitely going to have to pop some stuff to catch up, which he just did, and now it's all out. So...
Yeah, I really feel like Rubik's had a window where he could do a lot of damage, and he stopped to engage those lings.
Yeah, definitely.
And I mean, that was, you know, 3 force fields to kill a roach. It's, you know, it's mistakes like that that are really going to cost him a lot.
Yeah.
Now if he's...
So at this point, if we tab back over to our income tab, yeah, so Zerg is way out macroing right now. So unless the Protoss guy can do a fair amount of damage with this push, he's going to be getting into more trouble.
Oh, I mean, let's kind of see what happens here. And this is interesting positioning, I think.
Yeah. It's always interesting when Protoss goes in the middle and blocks reinforcements from 1 or 2 bases.
Oh, no, I don't think this is going to go well. Honestly, actually, that he came out of that surprisingly better than I thought he would.
Yeah. And their army values so Zerg just passed Protoss in army value now.
Yeah, though, I mean, he's got that reinforcing pylon, so he can just, you know, keep warping in more units.
That's a good point.
But I mean, he's also, you know, half the food of his opponent. That's not a happy place to be as Protoss.
Yeah. I mean, that 3rd base is really killing him. I don't think did he find out about it yet?
No, he has not seen that 3rd base yet. But at the same time, I mean, Protoss is tearing through. Oh, but he just...
Yeah, no, it's turning right now.
He target fired a queen and...
Yeah, it's probably
lost a lot of army. He could not afford that.
Yeah. So I don't know. What would you do here? Would you pop your 3rd expansion as Protoss, or would you just try to pray?
That's
sort of
kind of what I expected there. I mean, that was an and it didn't work. He was
yeah.
So all right, so Facebook is up 1-0 in this first of our semifinal matches. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think Rubik's is going to be able to come back from this?
You know, I think it was a good push from Rubik's. I think he just, because he wasn't aware of the third base, he thought that he could really trade there in that push, and it might have turned out okay. So, yeah, I think we'll still get another good game out of them. They seem, yeah.
All right, so we're just going to kind of wait on our players here a little bit, let them pick their map. It looks like they're going to do Cloud Kingdom as their next.
Nice. Cloud Kingdom's more interesting, or not more interesting, but at least, you've got your standard ramp. You can do a Forge Fast Expand.
All right, I'm going to get our players invited here. Just having a brief discussion over the best of 3, best of 5. I think everybody kind of wants 3, but we'll make sure here.
So are the other semifinalists playing at the same time right now?
No, we're actually going to do. We're going to do the other semifinals match after this one. Kind of depending on how long this game goes. We've got dinner coming in about 40 minutes.
That's right.
So I am just waiting to hear from Rubik's.
He's probably doing some last-minute research, looking up a build order online. How do you 4-gate again?
Jeez, no, it's all right. I'm getting ready. I'm getting prepared. I'm getting cannon rush.
Yeah, that'd be great if we saw like some cannons go down in the final.
I keep just trying to get somebody to like build a carrier, or build a mothership, or cannon rush.
Mothership rush.
Yeah, mothership rushes are awesome.
Maybe it's viable in a tournament. No one's expecting it at all.
Exactly. It's all about surprising your opponent.
Yeah, for sure.
Play that metagame.
Gotta play with his head. So in the next game.
No one's.
So no
replying.
responses. We're trying to figure out if this should be best of 3 or best of 5.
There you are.
Did he answer?
Yes.
Okay. Best of 3. So it looks like it'll be best of 3.
Best of 3. Yeah, I suspect that there's possibly just some lag going on, killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't updated in a minute, huh?
What's that?
Your screen hasn't updated in a minute.
No. Seems fine in game though, so.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, everybody's ready, so we are gonna go ahead and get this next match started right now. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I just got a message that Spencer is disconnected, so we might have to try
We're
this
just
one
we're
again.
just building suspense. That's what the lag is for.
It's purposeful lag.
Yeah.
We intentionally made the game lag out. Yeah, I'm not sure what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, at least you've got the countdown on your screen. So
Come on. Of course, at this point I can't cancel, I can't kill it, I can't do anything.
yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably bail and rejoin.
I wonder if they're even in game.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you should probably just quit.
It's not letting me.
It's funny. This actually only seems to happen when we do tournaments. Works all the
Whenever
rest
you
of the
guys just play
time.
after work, it's always fun.
Oh yeah, it's always perfect.
Maybe the number of people on right now? I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, mom's not party. Round 2. Here we go.
All right, let's try this again. All right, we're trying this again.
Our countdowns are going at the same time. Everything looks great now.
Yes,
All right.
look at this. We've got a splash screen and everything. We might actually get to play this game.
So this is our second matchup of Spencer from Facebook versus Rubix from Palantir.
I feel like, Spencer honestly probably won that last game fairly convincingly.
Yeah.
What do you think Rubik's needs to do here to kind of get back in this? I mean, aside from the obvious winning this game, which is always
Yeah.
important.
I think Rubik's is going to be a little more sensitive to Spencer's roaches. I mean, we've seen Spencer go roaches for most of the games he's been playing so far. So I think this time instead of throwing down 5, gateways, I expect we're going to see a robo much earlier. He knows Spencer's comfortable with roaches. He's going to want to counter it. I'm most curious to see if Protoss goes Forge Fast Expand, which it looks like he is not going to.
It's so strange because, the Forge Fast Expand is super standard in PvZ these days.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe he's worried that Spencer will scout it and just go something aggressive, maybe do a roach all in, but even when you're Forge Fast Expanded, you can hold that off really easily. Just pop extra cannons behind your wall. So, yeah, we'll see. What are you expecting out of them this game?
It's so hard to call. I think Rubik's is probably going to do something pretty similar to last game.
Yeah, he seemed really comfortable on his roaches.
It was a good, powerful attack.
Yeah.
His timing was just a little bit off. I would not actually be that surprised if he tried to pull off the same thing again.
Oh, you mean Rubik's going in with the same
Yeah,
sort
I'm sorry,
of timing?
I meant Rubik's.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I could see him doing that. I mean, he's trying to deny this expansion as long as he can.
Yeah.
He's dropping the pylon, yeah. And that's, pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's surprising here so far. But yeah, I would not be surprised to see again another really aggressive opening from Rubik's. Just to because do you expect your opponent to go for the same thing twice in a row?
Yeah, it looks like he's. The Zerg is definitely saving up his minerals as if he wants to plant that hatchery. So he's probably going to pop out both Zerglings now, destroy that pylon, get his hatchery down. Looks like our Protoss is doing sort of standard blocking at his ramp.
Yep, yeah, that's the totally normal wall off.
He does 2 gas again.
That's why I think, really thinking it's Sentry heavy mix.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see if he tries to roll with the same mix again. I mean, if Spencer didn't have his expo last time, I mean, it's hard to tell what units he would have had out instead. But.
And this time around, Rubik's knows that this expansion isn't done yet. That his opponent's a little further behind.
So Rubik's fully walls off, at least for now. And he's got his probe on the inside, which means he's not going to be going for an expansion to match the Zerg.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think there's
there's a hole in the Zerg. Yeah, commentating up here, my bad.
So yeah, we'll really see how Rubik's is following this up. I mean, like I said, that really delayed that expansion a lot, though. Zerg is just going to go for his third at his normal third now.
Yeah, you can see Zerg's already popped his gas, so he's probably not going to do that crazy proxy again. Or Ninja Expo.
So I actually think that it's natural pretty quickly.
Oh, looks like Zerg is getting ready to pop his 3rd Expo, actually. 2nd Expo. 3rd base.
Yeah, that doesn't
just goes
surprise
down.
me. What's really becoming common is when Protoss is blocking this base, Zerg will actually frequently just skip it completely and go straight for their 3rd. And then retake their natural whenever it's opportune.
Definitely.
So, I mean, yes, he waited and killed this off first, but they're getting so used to just going really fast, really greedy 3 bases.
Yeah, especially when your Protoss opponent is going to be expanding.
Well, and even more so when it's, such a late expansion and you've seen this few units.
Yeah.
You feel pretty safe at that point.
Yeah, I'm really curious what Protoss pops next if he goes with more gateways.
Yeah, I'm really thinking he's going for the exact same build.
Yeah.
I think he's just kind of counting on that delayed expansion to kind of make the difference.
Yeah, although the interesting thing is that the Zerg is going to be back on 3 bases again. I'm not sure how different the base timing from Zerg is this game versus last game, but we may see a pretty similar, push at the same time. Zerg is on the same amount of bases with the same income. Curious to see if the results are different.
It's very possible. I mean, he's pushing out really aggressively with this force much earlier, so it will be interesting to see if he really pushes out further or if he just kind of hangs back a little bit. I mean, if I were him, I would. If you're going to be aggressive with this, you need to be aggressive with it now.
Yeah, which looks like he's trying to do. He's going to run into the 3rd base right here. Which may be interesting on both sides. Protoss is going to find out there's a 3rd base. Zerg is going to find out that he's trying to be aggressive.
Yeah, though at the same time, this is good timing for Protoss. I mean, the roaches aren't out yet.
Yeah, but the Zerg...
The spine crawlers are only back at the 2nd, so he's going to just kill this 3rd outright, which is great news for him. The problem is Zerg is going to counterattack.
Yeah, and the other thing is that Protoss hasn't dropped his expansion yet. So Zerg has been mining on a base for a little bit longer. Obviously, it's not a big deal since it's Zerg and Protoss, but...
And, thankfully, there is no hole in this wall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, that didn't
This could be dicey right here.
I don't feel like he can't push through this.
Maybe they'll try to pick off some of the roaches.
Yeah,
I don't know. Are those queens going to pop off transfuses?
At this point, I would just be pulling back. I'd be pulling back and using all that.
Uh-oh.
He has a lot of...
Yeah.
He needs to stop warping the units and take his 3rd and just retreat back out. Or take his natural, rather.
Yeah,
he's just losing his entire army here.
I don't know if he was feeling like this was all in or something. Why he keeps reinforcing back there? Yeah, I guess so.
There it is. So that was a pretty quick game 2. Yes, Spencer has secured a position in the finals for Facebook.
Yeah. Awesome. It was interesting to see Rubik's go for that same kind of timing again. So.
I said I'm not super shocked. I'm a little surprised that he did not choose to take his expansion when he
Yeah.
was sitting on enough money to do it.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Oh, okay. Well, here we go.
That was an interesting decision. I don't know that I would have gone that way.
I mean, it was sort of interesting that he kept reinforcing afterwards after he had seen the Roach army. And, warping in 3 stalkers when you're outnumbered by that much. And, maybe if you're trying to delay them for something, it might be useful.
Yeah. Well, I said, that's how these games go, though. I figured maybe he was just counting on his opponent, not expecting him to do it again.
Yeah.
And like it was successful, but
yeah, interesting when he ran and when Rubik's first found out about Spencer's 3rd expansion, he stopped to do damage to it for a little bit and then continued on to the main base, which sort of gave the Zerg time to get those roaches out.
Yep.
I mean, granted, the spine crawlers were going to be finishing up anyway, but I think once those spine crawlers were down, it's hard to push through those.
Sure.
What do
So,
you think?
well, I think we're just going to take a quick break to set up for the next part of the semifinals, and hopefully we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.